I've started.
Something at the house, and then on the in Pond Road, there's one spot that really drops off a couple of degrees.
Yeah, that's what he is doing.
I started the video just so everyone knows.
Okay, thank you.
That's good to know.
Yeah, no, it was approved. Yeah. And then, I mean, it's been in the teams, regular teams and single numbers for what, 10 days, all of that already? And then we're gonna get that 45 or 50 and rain. Yeah.
This is pretty interesting, I'm just gonna, so all the Beirut is just like all the Beirut tax bills, I'm like, you look at the maps and everything. But and I'm not saying that, it's just odd to me, so I'm going down, cause there's a question about the islands.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you look at our tax maps, the islands are not on there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, she wants to know, what islands are what, and who owns them and stuff like that.
No,
Everyone
Cindy.
except for,
The tax map person.
Oh, the tax map.
Cindy.
Cindy. Everyone except, as near as I can tell, the one off Caribou Narrows, which is the Wandsworth, so it has that walking bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, that they own, but the rest of them heading south, I believe are all Beirut. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at, but then you come to this, just a funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have, Wagner, Beirut, acreage is 1.87, and the valuation is $288. And then, we go down here at the next account, 292, the acres is 0.29, a fraction, and the valuation is $38,322. Now, that's probably a lot on Moxie Pond, because they did retain some on Caribou Narrows and spots here and there. I don't know why they did, but they did.
Yeah.
So that's probably it, but it's just, so here's another one, 0.01 acres. Now, that's a pretty small piece, isn't it? $2,500.
Yeah.
And so.
Those are probably the ones that have camps on them.
They could be, it's just interesting to see all of this, but the reason I got into it is because of the island.
Right.
Which I've more or less figured out,
Yeah.
Anyway. I was just doing that because we came in early.
Sure. So, anything else? We'll call this meeting to order at 1800. We'll start with any citizens' comments. Chuck, you have anything to
I
add?
don't, no, thank
Pledge
you.
of allegiance.
Oh, let's do the pledge of allegiance. I'm sorry, thank you very much. My bad. Yeah. All right, thank you.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and justice for all.
There you go.
Thank you.
Maybe we should do a practice.
Thank you.
I was like, damn, we're doing good, and then
No,
I
we're
was
gonna
like,
put a big,
Oh, a little
truck
thing?
there with the.
prompter.
All right, so yes, thank you for that. We should put that right on, and pledge of allegiance, already there. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
All right, so, no comments, Chuck, today?
No, I don't, thank you.
Okay.
No.
We'll move on to, the meeting minutes and accepting them from, November 18th, 2025. Make a motion to accept the meetings, the minutes as written.
My second?
All in favor? Okay. We'll move on to the tax collector's report.
Tax collector, I sent out the 30-day notices. I don't know if I did that at the last meeting or this meeting, but anyway, the 30-day notices have gone out, and the liens will be put on, after Christmas, like around the new year. The taxes have come in nicely. I just did another deposit for $17,000. So I think, as far as property tax, I think we're pretty good.
I have a question
Yeah.
about the process. So a 30-day lien, that is for last year's taxes, right?
2024, yes.
Okay.
And it's later because we had an additional payment that wasn't till April, so
Right,
it's 8 months.
I just wanted to make sure that I got the sequence and that, because trying to build so, yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
I think that's
Perfect.
about it.
I make a motion to accept the tax collector's report.
Second. Favor? Treasurer's report.
I will pass these along. I've got, sign here stickers on some of these, and mostly the reason is because if you sign the CMP bills down at the bottom, that's the part that I rip off, so.
Oh, I see.
But you'll just have to go through
Yep.
all of these and see which ones.
Just sit next to, right next to mine, cause I always do it in the right spot.
You've been
That's
trained
right.
very well, huh?
Right,
Took a
so,
while. I know.
so
Okay.
our bank accounts have been consolidated, now we have 3 accounts. Basically, we actually only have 2 accounts, one is the CD, and the other one is the main checking account and the sweep account. So the sweep account right now has $957,172.67, and our town checking has 50,000, so that's the number that each night, that's what, it's replenished to 50,000.
That's what we voted on, correct? Yep.
Yeah, so, and then the CD has, $32,507.65. So Denise and I did a video, I don't remember if that was, if we had done it from the last meeting, or if it was.
I know, I couldn't remember either, I think it's after.
I think it might have
Yeah.
been. In any case, we balanced with Mark, Denise and I did, October. We reconciled that month.
Nice.
And there were some things that we had to, enter in as whatever adjustments, and part of it was, my not really understanding that, you know, the dates are important in Trio, and if I was writing a check in December, even though I did the work in November, I had those 2 dates, and that's not, so if you're writing the check in December, you put the date of December in there. Doesn't matter when you did the
Oh, I
work,
see, yeah.
it matters when you write the check.
Yeah.
That's the period that it goes into, so, that is something that I'm trying to keep, you know, present in my work process. So, I did, last week, I decided to try to do it, so he videotaped this meeting, and then he also like fed that into AI, and he got a transcript of it, but the transcript, when you download it, it has lettering about, you know, you can't read it. It has big, like, for each time somebody said something, there's like a D for Denise, S for me, and M for Mark, whatever, and, but those are big circles all the way down, but the text is to me, it's illegible, so I didn't find that that was very useful, but the way I did it was I just played the video, and if I had troubles, I did rewind, and, I mean, it took me a while to get through it, because there's several spreadsheets, there's several, you're downloading stuff from, of course, Skowhegan Savings Bank, and you're making it to a Excel file, and it's just, there's a lot of steps to it, and you're going back and forth, and it's just, from my perspective, it's difficult keeping track of all those different forms that you're, double checking through Trio, and anyway, but long story short, I did my best at getting through it, but when Denise and I did the training, they had just consolidated the checking account, so that, to the sweep, so there was some transactions that took place last month that hadn't taken place in October, pertaining to the sweep account that I didn't know what to do with, but otherwise, it was reconciled, so.
For the first time in how many years?
But then you worked with
So
Mark,
exciting.
Denise
So
worked
today-
with Mark today, right?
Yeah, so I called, or I just sent him everything that I had done last week, and I just said, you know, all the spreadsheets and the highlight and all that, and just told him that this is where I was and that I needed to go over a few things, and so he emailed me back on Friday, and anyway, we just had a brief meeting this morning, which will be paid for out of that training, fund. And so anyway, but we got through it, and, right down to the, you know, It was 20 cents off, and I don't exactly know where that came from, but he just said put in a adjustment for 20 cents, but other than 20 cents, it was right on the money, so.
I like your style, I thought cats like that would be like, oh, we gotta find that 20 cents and then spend another 8 hours
Yeah,
looking for
somehow
I
it.
think I'm gonna
It's a
combine
trio,
the two, the
he
20
found
cents
it.
and the being reconciled, damn good work.
Yes.
I mean, this whole change and, changeover with the accounts, with the new system, with getting caught up with
Mhm.
Trio and actually getting the reconciliation done, I'm very proud.
And
Yeah,
Trio
well-
actually matches the bank statement.
Right,
Ooh,
I know,
who'd have
and
thought
I was
that?
saying to Charlie, he came home, we were both home for a few minutes here before we came back to the office. And I said, I'm anxious, seriously, to do December's, because now that I've done it,
Right?
I don't wanna lose that, momentum, I wanna, so,
Perfect.
but I have to wait till the end of the month. So January first, I'll be
Any-
right
you know,
here.
New Year's Day.
I think as we
Right.
all know, anything that you dabble in episodically is always challenging, no matter what it does, it's what it is, It's one of those, when I was a nurse, we used to have to take special training for things that they call, high risk but low frequency, in other words,
Mhm.
the things that you just didn't do very
Right.
often, but when you needed to do them, you really needed to know how to do them right, you know what I mean? So it's just, things you do all the time come a lot easier than dabbling in it, then going back to it.
But the good thing is, we do have that video, and it would be nice if we could just weed out all the conversation.
Right, yeah.
And just do the steps, but
Feed it to AI.
that's what he already did.
Oh.
I'm just, to me, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. One
Well,
of the
I'm very happy to
curious-
hear all that,
Yeah.
it's excellent.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to mention, so today, there was one deposit that was a or what I thought was a state deposit. Because it looks just like the state deposit, and it was like $691.53, and so, if you look at the state, we've got revenue sharing, tree growth, rapid renewal, excise taxes, multiple, accounts that the state
Puts
you
money
know,
in.
puts money in. This
Mhm.
one was like the Forks Plantation SIMPL or something. Couldn't figure out what it was, and Mark looked it up. Last year, it went toward a tax payment. So we looked at, and he found the tax, I don't know how we figured that out, but anyway, by that time I was like not following what he was doing. So, but he found the account, and Denise looked it up today, and somehow they pay their taxes online somehow, and it directly deposits into our bank account.
I think I remember this one from last year.
I'm like,
Oh, the same person.
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
would
we're
they,
like, how did he,
first of all, I don't
They
know
being
who,
who?
the taxpayer, I don't
The
forget who it
taxpayer
was.
paid electronically, as
And it
opposed
went
to sending a check,
directly
and it
into
went
our
directly
account.
into
so
the,
was that Evan who would
the
would it have
plantation's
been-
account.
I don't know.
Is that, you can do that?
Well,
No.
to do that,
Don't.
you need,
I'm like, why are you even bringing that up?
to do that, you need a routing number and an account number, cause I do that with him sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I
But
asked Mark, I said, I
yeah.
don't know.
It could have been something that Evan
And,
set up.
and it's dangerous because it doesn't say who it's from.
No,
It doesn't say his
There's
name.
no way,
So we
there's no
could never-
identification.
We could never do that
Did it
to
even have an
collect our,
account number on
it had nothing.
No, it didn't.
it? Well, then
And-
that's not a good process.
No,
It's
I
something to
do
do.
not.
Yeah.
You've gotta be a sleuth every time you've got
So
a,
we've gotta get in touch with these landowners and,
or the bank and just say, we're not doing that.
Because there's no way to track
Shut
who it
down.
goes
We-
to.
well, we could call the bank and ask
Just say
them
shut down that.
how that
We need to
happened.
find out who.
I'll call the bank tomorrow.
And maybe
because-
the taxpayer too.
Yeah.
They're just too far ahead of us.
You gotta
That
figure out
was-
who it is, though.
No, we know who it
Now-
We
is.
figured out,
Separate.
yes,
Oh,
but
okay.
it doesn't tell you that in the account.
You have to
Oh,
go
I
through.
see.
You have to figure it out.
The only reason
That
we
would be a
knew is 'cause
nightmare.
Mark looked it up from last year and he got the account number, then I gave the account number to Denise and she looked it up today.
And another thing is they got a 30-day notice
because you didn't know that they had paid.
Nope,
So
So somehow the state
Yeah.
portal needs to have, when they send that payment over or that credit, it needs to have a name.
a
next to
name
it.
or an
Yeah.
account number, yeah.
Either the
Yeah,
process
I'll
needs
talk
to be,
Angela about
either the
that.
process needs to be improved or
Yeah,
we need to not do
Angela
it.
at the state.
No, we're not doing it.
No,
yet.
no,
I'll
at the
do that.
bank.
Oh, at the bank?
Yeah, I'll start with her, and then if she doesn't know anything about it, the thing is,
I mean, it's fine if they're doing it, but we need to have, rather than going through all this legwork, at least attach, something, an identification to it.
right, but Maine Revenue Service, their phones are only open till noon. So,
Yeah, but didn't this come from a taxpayer to us?
it was a deposit that looked just like
A
the state
Maine-
deposits, it was clustered in
But I
the
don't-
same
I'm-
grouping,
Huh,
and it looks,
that's
it's
odd,
got
like they
a
paid the
trace
state and then
number.
the state paid us?
It
Something
almost
like
looks
that?
like that, it looks just like the state
Huh.
other
Yeah,
ACH deposits.
okay,
I
that's odd,
I think
That
it's
needs to
odd
be
too,
checked
but-
out.
right,
Hmm.
exactly.
I think that's a back channel we might wanna close.
Yes.
I
agree.
think so too, but we should also, maybe write a letter or something to the, property owners, the
Yeah.
taxpayers, and just let them know that
Yeah.
we don't know how or why you did it that way, but it's not the way.
Stop it!
We can't, if
We're
we,
too far ahead of
I mean,
us.
because we could lose it, we wouldn't assign it to the
Well, like-
wrong person.
Well, we already did lose it, they
Right.
got a 30-day,
Right,
notice.
because it
Because
was
we
in the
had no
bank
idea.
statement, and then Denise
Right.
would know to credit their account.
So,
So-
I'll call the bank tomorrow and see what I can find out.
Excellent.
in
I'll,
terms
I'll
of
send
that.
a letter to the electronic taxpayer.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay,
All right, does that, conclude the
And that's-
treasurer's report?
that is for me, did you?
I'll make a
have
motion, we
anything?
accept the treasurer's report.
My second.
In
Oh,
favor?
did you wanna just mention that we aren't getting paid this month for us, this
No,
payroll?
I don't think
Okay.
so. I
No,
don't
I
think
know,
that's
I'm just
unusual.
saying, I
though.
didn't
mean,
know
it's-
if you were gonna.
No. We get paid,
Alright.
whatever, January second, I think. is
That's
the
fine.
next time.
Okay, and so, who made the motion to accept it? Sorry.
I did,
Dave,
I second it.
and then we all in favor.
Awesome.
All right, we'll move to the clerk's report.
And, the only thing that I have going on there is I was just asking Denise if she had done it. I have to do a voter history thing, and I have not done that yet, so you can't do it until a certain period of time, and so I can attempt to do it tomorrow. That and dog, registrations, which again are due online, I mean, you can do them online, but that portal has been, I get an email every other day that it has problems, it's closed, it's this and that, and so I don't know if anyone has even attempted to try to register their dogs, and I
What is
did.
it, December 30th or January 30th, or what is it? End of the year, I think.
I think it
And
might
then
be
you have
end
like a
of
month
January.
grace or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that, yeah,
Then you get a bug more.
anyway. So that's the only thing that's happening.
Make
But
a
I'm
motion-
planning on doing that voter history tomorrow.
Okay,
I make a motion, we accept the clerk's report.
second, in favor? All right, item 6, we got donation checks, the OCR $500, in 2024, it was never cashed. Don't
So
say
the
that loud.
reason why is because they changed, their mailing address. They went from from Bingham to Solon, but we never knew that. And so the check is just out there in. Lost. So, it's never been returned to us. I have no idea where it is.
It hasn't been cashed.
It hasn't been cashed. So,
We have to put a stop payment on it?
I'm wondering, cause it's $25 to do that.
Yep, well, we can't issue another check if they're asking for another check, or unless we do a stop payment. that way.
You don't feel like it would be, it's too risky to.
I would not take the chance.
What I would do is a stop payment, and I might consider
Deducting that.
deducting the $25.
no, because it's not their fault that they
Well-
did it. Well,
It
they
is.
didn't,
They
They
didn't
didn't
forward an
give us-
address.
they didn't give us the address.
And unfortunately, we have an OCR board member that
Right, could
He
have,
could've helped,
Yeah.
could've helped do that, he was been here.
What is OCR?
Old Canada Road. So, yeah, so they went from,
I don't think it's fair
it's
to
a
charge.
donation, and I don't
Think it's fair,
I don't think we should have to eat the $25.
no, so
okay,
the
so,
taxpayers, no.
okay, so this month then, or when I write these donation checks, I'm gonna do the $475 from last month. and
Last
then-
year, you mean?
Last year, and then 500 for this year.
Yeah.
And so it'll make,
Well, so this goes back to
24.
last year,
Yeah, I don't know, actually, let's
they
think
never
about this
like
then.
asked where it was or anything?
Nobody's asked, I don't know if we've already done our budget. Right?
Yeah, but theoretically, that was in last year's budget,
I
and we
realize
didn't
that.
spend it, so it would have quote carried over.
right?
Hmm.
So the amount is $24,700, excluding that $470 or $500 is gonna be, so.
Oh, you mean our donations for
Yes.
this year?
25,000, right? 200. So,
Well, the people did approve it for 24,
They did, and
okay, yep, let's make sure that they get their less
I
than
don't think we
25.
should feel bad about the $25.
I don't
taken
either.
out of it. Just your time and
No.
canceling the check and,
No,
having
no.
to do it all the business.
Especially, I mean, yeah. no,
Administrative overhead.
okay,
If they, yeah, I'll leave it alone from there, okay. We have that taken care of, we'll go to 7, MMA insurance underwrite update.
A guy from MMA, nice guy, John Waterbury, I believe is his name, came here on last Friday, and we toured the buildings here, and then went up and toured the Moxie buildings, the dam, the boat launch, the dock, he took a bunch of photos. He will be, issuing a written report as to his findings. What jumped out at me as we were going through the process was, one, we should be signing off the fire extinguishers every month. I mean, they're up to date, we had them redone last year, but we're supposed to check them every month.
Yep.
And the only other thing was the condition of the buildings up at Moxie, which we all know is pretty poor. And, rather than, start rumors, I'd like to wait for his written report.
100%.
You know what I'm saying, but there's some concern there on his part as
Mhm.
far as liability, I think,
Yep.
with the buildings, so.
Well,
Beyond that, we'll wait for the report.
on both of those topics, I will take the lead on both. I am qualified and I do this for the Brookfield, I can do the fire extinguishers when I come in for my monthly meeting, that's easy enough, we'll make them sign a warrant. As far as the buildings go, my plan is to start and initiate conversations with our lawyers with the whole in God's country stuff, after Christmas, the first of the year. And, I'll have a lot more free time, my outages are complete, work's settled, hunting season's over, Christmas is done. I'll have a lot more time to focus on, that as a bigger project, so I can stay focused and stay on them and get that moving for our June meeting.
Yep.
So
That just sort of like, yeah, well,
Oh, no,
it's
but-
like, we know, we're concerned.
Yeah, so.
So-
I will take that, both of them, so if you could, when he does send his report, be sure to CC me.
I will.
can I just say, I think I need a motion to allow me to put on the warrant the, donation checks for next month.
Okay, I'll make a motion that you could issue donation checks next month for our 25 budget.
Including the 500 minus 25 for the 04 OCR check that was never cashed. I second the motion.
And we're all in favor?
Okay.
Satisfied?
Good, we paid him pretty much in time, that's something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay, number 8, tax map update.
I don't have a lot to say here other than I'm continuing with it. Unfortunately, what I've gotten to is a lot of the easy stuff I've figured out. And, some of the more difficult stuff is indeed difficult, just time consuming. I'm actually finally learning how to read deeds and make sense out of them, which has been helpful. And I have a few problem areas. The, Leathers McKinnon splits, the Hangtown splits, the North Cove splits, and those are the, pretty much, you know, the areas that I'm still working on. I came in and the island, so that's what I was doing, trying to figure all that
Yeah,
out.
plug it away.
What happens is I find one thing and it leads you down these rabbit holes.
Always
Like,
tangents, yep.
you know, I got a, message from a taxpayer, and he's like, person is saying he's being taxed on the wrong amount. He sent his deeds, and yeah, I'm taxing on 15 acres, and he's got 23. Deeds are right there. So, you know, you find one thing, and you just start, you know, oh yeah, this and that, so.
That's a huge project, Charlie,
Well, it's pretty interesting too.
it
you know,
is, but it's
actually.
still a big project, so what you're doing is a lot. Very appreciated.
Well, the thing is I actually, when I'm into it, I get bogged down sometimes, I gotta leave it.
That's,
But when I'm into it, it's pretty interesting. I was telling Denise today, old 201, we know where that runs. The land between that and all the way up back here and all that once belonged to June Hanscom's, I think it was her great-grandparents.
oh, really?
Oldberg and Lena Hanscom.
Yeah.
It's just pretty interesting, and all the, land across from Northern R&O family, and, you know, these maps, 1903 was when the first really big survey, and everything since then has come off those lots and traced back to that.
Their
But it's-
base, yeah.
But it's pretty interesting, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm chipping away at it, but sometimes, like I say, my mind starts going, oh my God.
How, do you have a, estimate as to when the work might be done?
No. I have no idea. You know, I think Cindy and I she was worried about it, I think we maybe set a target date for June,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so. And it may be before that, because we keep narrowing it down, like she says, we're making progress, so
That's
that's
good.
what matters.
That is what matters.
All right,
So I just wanted to let people know where we're at with that.
I'm happy with that. Any other comments on that, or? No? All right, any old business?
I have no old business.
I have a little bit, and I should have had it just written down on the salt with Andy. I had it printed off, and I had a whole thing going on with it, and I left it at the station. Last minute, I was called to brass for, so. Anyways, long and the short, I had 2 deliveries on, November 18th. One delivery of 2 loads on November 18th. I ordered another 2 loads today, December 12th. We started the year with a surplus of 50.5 tons. We've used 69 tons, so we used 97 tons total for the year, and we have about 69.05 tons surplus at the moment. So we're sitting good with our salt. The state DOT in the garage, we started with a clean slate last month, I think. You
Yeah,
know that myself and Andy, and I got all the papers from New England Salt, and we married everything up. We had everything zeroed, so we have a very accurate, and Andy has to send in a report to the DOT weekly now, so we'll have a more accurate to the
Of what we've got.
of what we have for both Split and the county and the town, so. And we're gonna, if I remember right, we talked about sending the county a bill quarterly, monthly?
Monthly.
Okay, so we could, if we wanted to, and I'll suggest that we wait till, after these loads, maybe the end of December, maybe the 1st of January, we'll send them the bill for November, December, because it was not very much.
Okay, and Andy's got the factors of the difference.
I have it right here, I just didn't print, I had it printed off, but I forgot to bring it.
Does that make sense to you? So then does that sound good?
Yeah,
the next warrant will pay for these loads,
Next warrant.
and then we'll bill them for those first two and the last two.
We'll bill the county, and we'll also bill Andy
Yes,
for six ton.
Okay.
So just, I think last year when we billed them, you gave me specific dates and times and,
Yeah.
and that would be good, so
Yeah.
that we can.
I can break that down for you, actually, by the end of this. I won't do it today, I'll do it when we get closer to the end of
Yeah.
end of December.
Yes,
And that way, we can bill November and December to the county for that, and then January, then we'll do January, then February, but, because November, December, we didn't use that much.
Well, I think
because
it-
that's how we get billed, is by, from New England Sand and Salt. is
Right,
they
but
tell
that's
us
not
the
how we're
date
gonna bill
and
them, is
time.
from what we purchased, we're gonna bill them what we've used, what they've used on it, on the road.
What they've used,
Okay,
yeah.
well, just write it out,
I
how
will.
you want me to do it. and-
Yep.
Well, at least we're not floating the whole winter's worth. you know.
Right, exactly,
So-
this is gonna work better for us, so, that's my old business. Outside of that, I'm good, anything else, no? Any new business?
I have no new business.
Neither do I. Before I make a motion to adjourn, I would like to say that, it's Christmas, coming to the end of the year. Everybody's done a fantastic job. What we've overcome, the adversities, the changes that have been implemented, the streamlining things are, look at us, it's 6:29 and we're ready to make a motion to adjourn.
From a citizen standpoint, I was gonna say something about that. Just, it's funny you mention that, because to come and watch these meetings here and the professionalism, the way they're run, just nobody stabbing people in the back and the bullshit that went on, it's absolutely unbelievable. And I think that's just a credit to everybody. And I think you should be so proud, and really, it's unbelievable. You know, there's no backstabbing and this
Not making
undercurrent
faces.
of friggin', it's just, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I just dread to think that might occur again, actually, but
We hope.
probably my age, it don't make any difference, but
Oh, it does make a difference, Chuck, it really does.
Well, everything changes all the time,
But
but thank
honestly,
you.
it's funny you should bring that up, because I was gonna say that. I just think of everything that went on, and to get this thing finally, the checkbook has been reconciled after.
I know.
God, how many-
Forever.
how many years?
Matches trio.
I'm
The
just so
bank
proud of us,
statement matches
you know.
trio.
I think, you know, look at it, everybody's got everything under control, there's no goddamn, every week, if anyone you went to those, was a catastrophe, the few that I went to. And it was just that, because the people, they just
They
thrive in
weren't
that
sure,
type of environment.
they weren't confident, you know.
And they just thrived in that negative environment, trying to screw each other, and it's just.
One-upmanship and, yeah,
One-upsmanship,
you know,
That's
well,
my
I think we
personally,
all know what
I
we've got a
commend
job to
everybody.
do.
That's only old business I got, but I think it is. I hope everybody has a nice holiday, and everybody, more than anything, stays healthy
Thank
and
you.
their families stay
We're gonna
healthy.
give us a
Thank
free
you.
I
turkey
just
for
really,
I just wanna finish before, Chuck,
Okay.
it's
That's
still,
all I
my
got,
thumb, no, thank you, it's still.
Thank you very much, Chuck.
But I couldn't say any better,
Sharon
and
would
coming
say
from
so.
the people, to you guys, I'm just so proud of what we've accomplished and where we are today, from the time when we met to try to figure this out and get our town back and get it streamlined and get it back to, you know, viable and reconciled, and I'm just so happy and proud of you. I mean, both of you especially, you've done so much work, put so much extra effort into it, I mean, you've changed your lifestyles. I can't thank you, I can't recognize you enough, for all of us.
I don't know how we could ever find more qualified people than what we got up there. I'm telling you that from my heart, and I only come here, Sharon only come here because we think we ought to be here to support you. And that's the only reason I come, and Sharon's she's got some knitting chums that she's using, sees every Tuesday, and she just wanted to see them tonight, so I said, I'll come back, but.
Well, yeah, we appreciate
But,
it.
and that's why I come in, to try to buffer any negatives that might
No,
show up, you know.
we wish
and
more
that-
people would come.
Next
honest.
year, I'll be
that's right,
joining
but I
you,
just,
but
I just come in, I
maybe-
figured, people went through all this, somebody should come in and tell them they're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yes, and we do.
And everybody in town feels that way, I think, we're the rare exception, you know, we're gonna have the hard cases all the time, but,
Well, we're just
personally,
gonna
I
stay,
don't, I
keep,
don't,
you know, I think took us a while to figure out what our job was.
Well-
And a little time to,
Yeah.
how to do it, but I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
we've been persistent at it, and we've worked together as a group.
That was
You
key,
know
I
what I
think.
mean?
so many lies and deceitful things done behind the town's back, and, just, all those negative things, we went and all that stuff, and I think we got used by the Smith Company too there, but, they're out of the program now, and it's on.
We made some very good positive changes that needed to be changed, you know, all the way around, internally and externally.
Yeah.
And I think it's for the better, with a clean slate, and, we have a clean slate.
Actually, RHR Smith still owes us for the 24 and 25 audit, so maybe that's another.
They what now?
They still owe us audits.
Yes, they do.
I mean, we've got the 23 done.
We paid them.
And we were supposedly by the end of this year, when I spoke to them, so I can call them tomorrow, because
Yes, would you
I've
please?
got a contact there.
Okay, do you? Okay, let me know that, would you?
Yeah,
Sure.
gonna keep
All
bugging
right.
him.
I wanted to just, quickly, we bought a new doorknob for the, gym door,
Mhm.
and Charlie tried to install it today, but the hole for the lock set
Yep.
was not the right size anyway. When that is done, we're gonna put a code in it.
Does it need to go larger?
Yeah,
We're on
right,
camera.
right,
Do you need a larger size?
yes.
Yeah, so
Do you know what size?
the hole that goes in,
I know,
that's, I don't really know, it's like maybe
Inch
the
and a
one that's
quarter
there
or
is an
something.
inch and needs an inch and a quarter or something like that, so I'm
I
just
can,
gonna
I
get
can,
the drill.
I can help with that.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Other than
I'll
that, I
look at
think
that
we
after.
fit.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor? Okay, the meeting's adjourned at 18:34, and I'll look at the.
that was still
the
probably
drill bit.
about 10 minutes longer than it needed to be.
I think you should stay extra that, huh?
Well, it's nice to be, have a little conversation, it's.
No, yeah.
Lighthearted.
Absolutely. Well, we can do that right now, let's,
Is that camera still on?
Yes, if you would like to go over there and shut it off real quick. would be
Have a good
awesome.
one, folks. Have a
Yeah,
nice
have a
holiday.
good night.
Yes, you as well.
Thank
You too,
very
Chuck.
much.
See you, Chuck, thank you for coming.
Oh.
You can tell Sharon that the